Hey everyone, I'm Elizabeth, one of the senior wardrobe stylists at CGSI, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about transitional dressing. Whether or not we like it, fall is coming. It's still too hot for chunky sweaters, but it's a little too chilly for tank tops. So how do you dress for this type of weather without feeling confused? That's where transitional dressing comes in. Today I'm breaking down my go-to tips for making your summer wardrobe work for fall. I'll also show you some real-time outfits that you can wear yourself. As a stylist, I love transitional dressing. It really stretches out your closet, feels seasonally appropriate, and you don't need to buy a whole new wardrobe. My first go-to tip when it comes to seasonal dressing is to layer smartly. It is way too hot to be wearing heavy coats right now, so think light layers, like a lightweight trench coat. It could be longer, it could be cropped like the one I'm wearing today. You can also put on a blazer, a denim shirt, a denim jacket, a cardigan. All of the above work as a lightweight layer to help take your summer outfit into a more fall feel. For example, I'm still wearing shorts. It's still warm outside, and I have my tank top underneath, which feels a little too summery, but by adding a lightweight topper, it definitely gives me that pre-fall feel. Number 2 is balancing fabrics. You definitely want to mix your fabrics, and that is key in transitional dressing. You can do this in a variety of ways through your tops and your bottoms. The example that I'm going with today is a poplin maxi skirt. Definitely has that summery vibe, feels fresh, feels light, and I have chosen to pair it with a chunkier knit. Nothing too heavy, but it definitely brings that fall feel with its weight and texture. You'll also notice that I've gone with a closed-toed shoe. Shoes are something that we will talk about a little bit later. Now, you don't just need to go with a poplin skirt and a sweater. You can use any of the more summery pieces that you have in your wardrobe, such as a linen pant, a linen skirt. You could put a cardigan over top of a poplin or linen dress. Anything that feels a little bit summery, just toss on something else that feels more fall appropriate, like a knit or a blazer. Mixing your fabrics creates that perfect blend and the perfect in-between look. Tip number 3 is to shift your color palette. One of the easiest ways to transition is through the use of color. So instead of grabbing the bright colors or the pastel colors that you were grabbing in the summertime, opt for a warmer color palette, such as your rusts, olives, navies, burgundies. Colors like that will instantly give you that fall feel you're going for. Making a shift in your color palette is one of the easiest ways to feel fall ready. You can still have the lighter weight clothing on because we know it's still way too hot for all those heavy layers, but we definitely want to lean into the fall vibe a little bit, so switching your color palette will definitely do that. Remember how I previously mentioned we'd be getting to footwear? That brings me to tip number 4, which is swapping your footwear. Of course, in the summertime, we're living in our flip-flops, we're living in sandals, open-toed shoes, but for fall, we definitely want to make the switch from a sandal into a closed-toed shoe. It just helps to make the outfit feel more intentional and a little more fall appropriate. You can do this by swapping your sandals for a loafer, a sneaker, a boot, a mule, or any other closed-toed shoe that you prefer. So now that I've swapped my leather flip-flop for a leather loafer, it instantly brings a little more of that fall feel to this look. It still feels lightweight on my body, but the shoe definitely anchors the look and feels much more fall appropriate than going with the flip-flop. So I've obviously gone with a jeans and loafer look, but you could easily swap these out for any kind of bottom and any kind of shoe. For example, the poplin maxi skirt I wore earlier, I paired with a ballet flat, and the denim shorts that I wore in my first look, I paired with a white loafer. Whatever bottoms you decide to wear, they will work with a closed-toed shoe. So whatever style of shoe you decide to go with, have fun with it. And finally, tip number 5, your accessories. Accessories makes the season. So as you can see, I'm again in a white poplin dress. Feels very summery. Typically, I would wear something like a daintier necklace, maybe a charm necklace, something with some shells on it, something that definitely feels more summery. An easy way to turn this cotton dress into a more fall feel is by adding accessories that are gonna feel more like fall. So for this particular look, I'm going to stick with my open-toed shoe. I'm also going to stick with the dress, but I am going to add a chunkier belt. Okay, you can see by adding a belt that has a little more substance, it definitely gives it that edge, which feels a little more fall appropriate. You can use any kind of accessory, from a belt to a scarf to a hat. Any of the above work. Chunkier jewelry, trade in the seashells and go for something a little chunkier, a little more bold. So because I've chosen to stay in my open-toed shoe, I have added a belt which gives it a little more of that fall feel, but I'm also going to add a scarf to help push it a little further into that fall vibe. So by adding the scarf, it definitely adds a little more depth and interest to my look, which is really great for transitioning from summer into fall. You can wear the scarf however you'd like. I just thought it looked cute tucked into my dress because I had the collar here. But do whatever feels good for you. When it comes to accessorizing your look, the small details really do make a big impact. Okay, so here's the cheat sheet. Keep your summer clothes out, but style them with fall layers, deeper colors, closed-toed shoes, and textured accessories. Transitional dressing isn't about buying new things. It's about being creative with the things you already own. I'd love to know, what is the hardest part of transitional dressing for you? Leave your comments and questions below. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you were able to take away a few little key nuggets, and we'll see you next time.